So listen to these words, the 50th chapter, the book of Psalms. If I were hungry, I wouldn't tell you, for the earth is mine, and the fullness thereof. The cattle on 1,000 hills are mine, so were I hungry, I would slay and eat. Wouldn't ask your permission. So you don't have to ask any man's permission in this world to appropriate anything in the world. So you want a building? All right. Sleep tonight as though it were yours. May I tell you, on stealing, in a way that no one knows, the world will be adjusted for it to be on the block for sale, and the means to purchase will become yours, if that's what you want. So you don't ask any man's permission in this world for anything. You appropriate it. You go back and read the 50th Psalm. If I were hungry, I would not ask you. For the world is mine and all therein. The cattle on 1,000 hills, they're mine. And were I hungry, I would slay and eat. So you slay by appropriating. If you wanted anything, you simply this night sleep as though you were the man, the woman that you would like to be, and you appropriate it. And then the whole vast world, being yourself pushed out, is quickly reshuffled to form the image of your appropriation, to bear witness to it. So don't feel neglected. We are exiled. But you know who's exiled? God is exiled. It was God who fell for a purpose. He fell, sunk in us. And all the imagery of the Bible is true. Every bit is true. Now listen to these words that comes in Blake's great Jerusalem. Blake would not sign his name to his poem Jerusalem, for he said he did not write it. It was dictated. And when he was questioned, he said the authors are in heaven. They are in heaven. They are not on earth. No one on earth aided him with the poem. And all of his other poems and his paintings, he signed his name as the author of the poem, signed it as the artist who painted. But when it came to Jerusalem, he would not sign it. He said he did not create it. It was dictated sometimes 20 lines at a time. And he said the spirit of prophecy, which is called Christ Jesus in the Bible, dictated it. Morning after morning he would wake to see the spirit of love hovering over him and dictating the words of this mild song. Now listen to these words. I behold the visions of my deadly sleep of 6,000 years, dazzling around thy skirts like a serpent of precious stones and gold. I know it is myself, O my divine Creator and Redeemer. And after this is dictated, then these words are dictated. Fear not. Unless I die, thou canst not live. But if I die, I shall rise again, and you with me. Wouldst thou love one who never died for thee, or ever died for one who had not died for thee? And if God dieth not for man, and giveth not himself eternally for man, man could not exist. Therefore God dies. God dies by sinking himself in man. And then, dying in that sense, he rises, but this time he rises with man. And man rises with God. So he who had no life independently of God's perception of him, now rises as God the perceiver to animate all things. So as the Father had life in himself, now he is granted to man, his Son, to have life in himself. And all rise. You get the mystery? It's the most fantastic thing when you dwell upon it. And then as you dwell upon it, you do not feel for one moment that you're doing anything wrong when you want something in this world and you appropriate it. You don't steal it from anyone, just appropriate it. You want a hat and it's in the window and you can't put your hand in your pocket and find money to buy it? Wear it as though you wore it. A suit of clothes, a home, anything, just appropriate it. It's all yours for the appropriation in this manner. Don't steal it, because God doesn't steal, it's all his. You couldn't steal from yourself, therefore you simply appropriate it and live as though it were true. And in a way that no one knows, the state appropriated in your mind's eye will crystallize and become to you an objective fact. And then you will know this fabulous mystery, unless I go away. And so, a little while, and you'll see me no more. Again, a little while, and you'll see me. So God disappears from man, sinks himself in man, and then you do not see him for a little while. Then comes the 6,000 years of a deadly sleep. If we would declare to reappear, how would we know when you're going to come? What are the signs of your coming? Listen to the words. As the lightning comes out of the east and shines as far as the west, so shall the Son of Man come. And you read it. When I read it, I couldn't get it. What does it mean? Lightning coming out of the east, shining as far as the west. And in this way, so shall the Son of Man come. Didn't understand it. Until the morning of the 8th of April, 1960, when a bolt of lightning that I have never seen anything comparable to it, but it was in my skull. That was the origin of it. And it split me from the top of my skull to the base of my spine. And it revealed the golden serpent, and I, a golden liquid being, and then I, as a serpent, move up into the throne of God, to be one with those who surround him. And they're called the seraphim, it's plural. And they are the celestial beings. They are the fiery serpents. They are the princes of God. So he who descends is he who ascends. So how will you come? I will come like a bolt of light out of the east and split it right down as far as the west. And then so shall the Son of Man come. And then he lifts up, and I am he. And we all move together to remain there until all are brought in, and to be one with God. And let us go into the silence and appropriate any dream you want in this world. Want a home, a business, more money, I don't care what it is, a state of health, romance, anything in the world, it's all yours for the taking. But we are the operant power, and it will not operate itself. We are learning to operate it. Before we came into this world, detached from that state of innocence, we couldn't operate anything. We were operated on by God, like an orchestra moved by the conductor. But we were detached and sent in, and now we are the operant power. So now you operate it by daring to assume that you are the one that you want to be, and dwelling in that state, you become it. Now let us go.